on AMC True Crime.
I would like to turn myself in because I'm very mentally unstable.
Okay, and what's going on there?
I murdered my girlfriend. You'll need to use forceful entry to get into the house.
Police! Yep, she's dead. She's right here. We got her.
And then I just lost control. It was almost like something else, possessed me. I got to spend time with the vessel that was Shannon, and I got to absorb her spirit. She said, "Are you kidding me? What the Chance, stop. Wait, please stop. I'm dying. I love you, I love you." And then she didn't speak another word.
In today's true crime documentary, we're covering the case of Chance Donohoe. Some dates are etched into the calendar of history, others into the fabric of our deepest fears. August 29th, 2023, a seemingly ordinary Tuesday in the quiet tree-lined streets of Columbus, Ohio. But as dusk settled over the city, a different kind of darkness was gathering, a darkness fueled by obsession, rejection, and a rage that would shatter the peace of a community and extinguish a vibrant life in the most brutal way imaginable. This is the story of Shannon Hiott and the man who wouldn't let her go. Before we continue, I just want to say, real stories like this take time to research, verify, and tell responsibly. If you're finding value in what you're hearing, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep uncovering the truth together. Your support truly makes a difference. Shannon Hiott was, by all accounts, a bright light, a dedicated professional, a cherished daughter, a loyal friend. Like many young women, she sought connection, companionship, and for a time, she found it with Chance Donohoe. Their relationship, like so many, began with promise, laughter, shared dreams, the comfortable rhythm of two lives entwined. But beneath the surface, cracks began to appear. It's often said that hindsight is 20/20. Looking back, those close to Shannon might recall subtle shifts in Chance's demeanor. A possessiveness that grew from affection into something suffocating. Questions that became accusations. Control that tightened its grip. The invisible chains of emotional manipulation were slowly being forged. We don't know the exact moment Shannon decided to end things. Perhaps it was a culmination of small moments or one undeniable incident. What we do know is that she made the courageous choice to break free. She ended her relationship with Chance Donohoe. For many, that's where the story ends. For Shannon, it was just the terrifying beginning of a new chapter she never asked for. Shannon believed that by ending the relationship, she could reclaim her peace. She was wrong. Chance Donohoe refused to accept her decision. His love, twisted by obsession, became something far more sinister. He began to stalk her. Calls, texts, unexpected appearances, each one a violation of her space, a reminder of the threat that lingered. Imagine the constant knot in your stomach, the hyper-vigilance, every knock at the door, every unfamiliar car, every late-night shadow morphing into a potential threat. This wasn't just a breakup. This was a siege. Shannon took steps to protect herself. She changed her locks, hoping to create a physical barrier against his relentless pursuit. She installed security cameras and electronic watchmen against the unseen danger. She was doing everything right. She was fighting for her safety, for her sanity. But some obsessions are impenetrable. Some forms of rage, undeterred by locks or lenses. August 29th, 2023. The night started like any other. Shannon was in the sanctuary of her home, the place where she should have felt safest. She had taken precautions, but Chance Donohoe was not deterred by precautions. He was consumed. He came to her home on Berkeley Road. We don't know exactly what he was thinking in those moments before the ultimate act. Was it a desperate plea he planned to make? A final twisted attempt to regain control? Or was the violence already simmering, ready to boil over? What we do know, based on the horrifying evidence, is that he didn't just knock. He forced his way in. He shattered the peace, and with it, Shannon's last illusion of safety. The new locks, the security cameras, they became futile against the brute force of her rage. He was inside, and Shannon was no longer safe. What unfolded next is almost too horrific to recount. The details brought out in court paint a picture of unimaginable terror. Chance Donohoe attacked Shannon Hiott with a knife. Not once, not twice, but over 30 times. 30 stab wounds. Imagine the sheer brutality, the sustained, frenzied violence, the overwhelming fear and pain Shannon must have endured in those final moments. This wasn't a sudden, impulsive act. This was a prolonged, merciless assault. It speaks to a level of rage, a level of dehumanization that defies rational comprehension. He wasn't just killing her, he was erasing her, punishing her for daring to choose her own life, for daring to say no. And then the silence, the terrible, absolute silence that follows such an explosion of violence. Shannon Hiott, just 29 years old, lay dead in her own home. Her life extinguished by the man who claimed to love her. But the horror wasn't over. In a final, chilling act of desecration, Donohoe abused her corpse. A final, desperate attempt to exert control, even in death. What thoughts do you think go through the mind of someone capable of such an extreme act of violence and desecration? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As the sun began to rise on August 30th, a new chapter of this nightmare began. Chance Donohoe fled the scene of the crime, but his escape wouldn't last long. In a shocking twist, he called the police himself, not to surrender immediately at the scene, but to confess. He met officers at a gas station in Liberty Township, seemingly calm as he admitted to the unfathomable. He told them he had killed Shannon. The confession was stark, chilling, and left little doubt about his guilt. The police investigation swiftly moved to piece together the events. The evidence inside Shannon's home on Berkeley Road corroborated Donohoe's confession. The forced entry, the brutal attack, the horrific scene.
Please, I am asking the court to impose the maximum sentence of life without parole. Thank you.
Passions pouring over in a Franklin County courtroom today. The family and friends of Shannon Hiott just feet away from the man who admitted to taking her life.
The Franklin County Prosecutor's Office, led by District Attorney Gary Tyack, immediately began building a case for justice. Chance Donohoe was charged with aggravated murder and abuse of a corpse. The weight of the charges was immense, reflecting the premeditation and the extreme brutality of his actions. As the legal process unfolded, Shannon's family and friends braced themselves for the agonizing details that would emerge.
Family and friends of Shannon Hiott packing a Franklin County courtroom Thursday, a show of unity, sending a message to her admitted killer, Chance Donohoe. Donohoe pleading guilty to the August 2023 stabbing death of Hiott. His reasoning? Investigators say he thought the young woman was seeing someone else. In court, loved ones with emotional victim impact statements detailing what Hiott meant to them and what Donohoe took away.
I want to see the full power of the law at work in the form of a full life sentence without parole.
I could talk all day about her accomplishments, how smart, beautiful, and thoughtful she was. What I cannot talk about is how devastating this has been on me and my family.
You took everything from all of us. She still had her dignity. She still had her entire life ahead of her, and she did not need your validation. Shannon was still good through and through. all throughout her life, and she was the best friend that any of us will ever have the pleasure of knowing.
The judge in the case describing the enormity of Donohoe's crimes before sentencing him to life with the possibility of parole after 31 years.
The family and friends of Shannon, I'm truly sorry for all the pain I've caused you. I wish I could take it back. I hope that the verdict reached today serves justice for the loss I have put you through.
Led away to begin serving that time.
Each court appearance, each piece of evidence was a fresh wound. During the proceedings, the court heard powerful victim impact statements. Shannon's mother, shattered by the loss of her daughter, delivered an emotional testimony. She spoke of the fear Shannon lived with, the terror she must have felt in her final moments. She spoke of the monster who had stolen her child. You had all that time to change your mind, but you're a monster. These words echoed the sentiments of everyone who knew Shannon, and indeed, anyone who heard the details of this horrific crime. The community was gripped by the sheer senselessness of it. On August 8th, 2024, nearly a year after the murder, Chance Donohoe stood before the court for his sentencing. He pleaded guilty, sparing Shannon's family the torment of a full trial, but offering no real answers for why such a beautiful life had to end in such a monstrous way. The judge handed down the sentence: life in prison with the possibility of parole after 31 years. Given the brutality of this crime, do you believe a sentence with the possibility of parole truly delivers justice for Shannon and her family? Why or why not? Share your thoughts below. The conviction of Chance Donohoe brought a measure of closure, but never peace, to Shannon Hiott's loved ones. Her absence leaves an unfillable void. Her story tragically serves as a stark reminder of the insidious nature of domestic violence and obsession. Shannon Hiott's case is a painful echo of countless others. It highlights the critical importance of recognizing red flags in relationships: extreme jealousy, controlling behavior, isolation tactics. It underscores the courage it takes to leave and the terrifying dangers that can arise when an abuser refuses to let go. Resources exist for those who fear for their safety or the safety of loved someone. Never hesitate to reach out. Your life, or the life of someone you know, could depend on it. Shannon Hiott was more than just a victim. She was a vibrant, loving individual whose future was stolen. Her story is a testament to the strength she showed in trying to protect herself, and a harrowing example of the ultimate price paid when that protection isn't enough. May her memory serve as a beacon, urging us all to be vigilant, to support those in need, and to never, ever underestimate the destructive power of unchecked obsession. Her life ended in tragedy, but her story, through us, continues, so that no one forgets Shannon Hiott. Shannon's story is a stark reminder of the hidden complexities and dangers within some relationships. What warning signs have you seen, or what insights can you share to help prevent future tragedies? Join the conversation in the comments below. Your voice truly matters. If you found this discussion important, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, AMC True Crime, and hit the bell for notifications so we can reach more people with these vital narratives.